I'm holding in my hand a copy of the pattern jury instructions. Would you like to learn what that means and how it can affect your particular case? Come join me. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial attorney. This book will control your case, whether it's a negligence case, whether it's a medical malpractice case, or a wrongful death case in New York. Why do I say that? Because contained within this book are the laws that the judge is going to give to the jury at the end of your trial. This is exactly the information that the jury is going to have to learn about to determine whether or not there's been wrongdoing, and if so, how much to award you in compensation. Now, you may ask yourself, well, how do the attorneys know all this? Because every lawyer in New York has a copy of the pattern jury instructions. And at the end of your trial, what happens is the judge meets with the attorneys. And the purpose of doing that, and that's called a charge conference, because the judge wants to know what he or she should be telling the jury at the end of your trial. At the end of the case, after the attorneys have had an opportunity to give closing remarks, then the judge will talk to the jury and give them the law as it applies to your particular case in New York. So where do they get that law from? Well, the law is compiled into different sections for different types of cases. And now each attorney will have an opportunity to ask the judge to give different sections of what's contained in the pattern jury instructions. And then we have to back up and support our reasoning for why we want specific sections included in the instructions to the jury. And these are very key legal issues that will arise later on if we don't win the case or if the other side does not win the case. Why? Because let's say we ask the judge to tell the jury about a particular section that we think is very important. The judge makes a ruling and says, no, it's not applicable in this particular case. And let's say we lose the case. We now may have the opportunity to appeal based upon the fact that the judge decided not to tell the jury about the section that we asked for. The same thing applies to the defense. If they make a request and the judge denies it, that may be grounds for appeal later on. So this particular book and the information contained in here is critical. And that's why every single attorney in the state of New York who tries cases has a copy of it and relies on it. Well, so why do I tell you about this? I tell you about this to give you an insight and an understanding in the legal process and how lawsuits like these work here in the state of New York. Chances are you have questions and concerns about your particular matter. And if you do, what I want you to do is pick up the phone and call me. This is what I do every single day. I answer legal questions just like yours. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at lawmed10@yahoo.com. I'm Gerry Oginski here in New York. Thanks for watching.